This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can find all the cards featured in this video in their store if you follow the links in the description below. Alright, so before I jump into another Zendikar Rising draft, I want to remind everyone that my content's sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their website by clicking on the link in the description below on YouTube or the logo below on Twitch. It'll use my referral link. You can go there, pre-order Kaldheim and all kinds of other stuff, so check them out. Okay. Well, so Seagate Stormcaller, if you have a decent number of cheap spells, it's pretty awesome. Even if, you don't... Kicking it might not happen much, but if you have a decent number of cheap spells, she will copy it, and that's pretty good. For 2 mana, get the creature and the copy. And this is a pretty underwhelming pack. I think Veteran Adventurer is next. I think either this pack is an Adventurer pick or a Stormcaller. This is just a big creature that is usually very efficient. The rest of the stuff in this pack's all kind of middling. This is good for the Cleric deck, but not really for anything else, for example. So I think we'll take the Stormcaller. She's good enough. I think she's about as good as the Adventurer, so yeah, I'll take the Stormcaller. We do need to keep in mind that it very slightly makes cheap spells a little better for our deck, so keep that in mind. Okay, so I like Kitesail Cleric. It's nice that it's a little aggressive creature early, and it can help you get in for damage later. Blood Priest isn't bad. Yeah, the Arbor Mage was kind of in the conversation too. I'm with, I do like that card. Most of the time, it's just a 3-mana 2/3, but in the late game, it can just end games if the board's right. So, I think I'm going to go with the Cleric here over the other Cleric. Kitesail Cleric over Blood Priest. This could even be a land pack almost. I think maybe this pack is so underwhelming that might be worth doing. These two cards are not bad, but how much better than Clearwater Pathway are they? Not that much better. I think in the end we'll take the Cleric. I do like, its utility. It does things at different parts of the game. Okay, here we take Hagra Mauling. It's a really good removal spell. It's also double-face modal card. Rabid Bite's not bad either, but we take the Mauling. Our Stormcaller can't copy the Mauling, unfortunately. But yeah. Okay, well, Yasharn's interesting. And it might just be what we take here. It's mostly a 4-mana 4/4. But it does draw you 2 cards, and sure, they're both lands. But that's still a pretty good deal, especially if you have landfall. So yeah, I think we'll take Yasharn here. Okay, so there are some good green cards here. I think Ondu Inversion is actually pretty good. I'm not a huge Cacophony fan unless I'm in the Rogue deck. But yeah, maybe it's worth it. But if you don't get the Stormcaller with it, it's pretty bad. So I think we probably take Inversion. In the early game, it's a land. Late game, it blows up everything. And that's a pretty irreplaceable effect. As much as I like Rabid Bite as a removal spell, you do need kind of the right deck composition for it to be great. And we'll take the Inversion here. Okay. So there are decent black cards. And a Riptide, which is not nothing. And Practice Tactics, which isn't bad either. So I may take a black card here just because I think the black cards here are better. Well, maybe they're not that much better than Practice Tactics, I guess. But yeah, let's cut white, I guess. Practice Tactics will be reasonable in basically any deck. So, okay. So here's a Rabid Bite. I think we take this one over a Scythe Cat. Okay, so probably take a Tazim Raptor here. Rebuying our Ondu Inversion is nice, but we're also probably going to have significant landfall. So, yeah, I like it more than these other cards. Allied Assault can be good, but it's just so clunky, and you need the right board state that I'm personally mostly avoid it. in all but very specific situations. All right, Arbor Mage came back. We definitely take it, especially if we're going to be green-white. And it kind of looks like that's where we're heading. We took one really good blue card and one really good black card, but other than that, we've been seeing lots of green-white. So, okay, probably that Blight Blade. I like it. It's good with Rabid Bite, unlike most small creatures, and it has a party creature type, which definitely matters. Plus, it trades with anything, you know. I always love these little guys. These little 1-mana 1/1 Death Touchers. They're just, you know, they're not great, but I think they're nice. Yeah, it would be nice to get Scoot Swarm or something like that. So, neither of these cards are especially good. We could take a black card just in case things go wrong. But maybe just sort of cutting one of these is better. I can't cut both our colors anyway. And the might make our deck, so I guess I'll take it. All right, here we'll take Snarecaster. It might make the deck. Dauntless Survivor definitely will. So green's really open. Survivor is a solid 2-drop. Shouldn't really be in the pack still. Okay, so interesting picks here. Yeah, Might is an okay trick, but I usually don't have room for it in my deck because I'd rather play so many other cards. So we got the Shambler and Vine Gecko. Vine Gecko is really good with Kicker. We have one card? We have 2 cards of Kicker right now, so that matters. Swarm Shambler, meanwhile, is a great 1-drop that scales the whole game. And then also, you know, has a +1/+1 counter payoff. And I think in the end we want the Shambler more than Vine Gecko. Our deck's just not going to be synergistic enough, most likely, to really abuse the Gecko. And yeah, so we'll take Shambler there. Okay, Soaring Thought Thief is always exciting. What do we have counter-wise right now? One card that triggers them. So the Horn Beetle isn't that great in our deck. It could end up being better, and it may be the pick here, just in case. Because if we get enough landfall +1/+1 counter creatures, the Horn Beetle goes kind of crazy. Oh yeah, the Swarm Shambler too, that's true. So yeah, I think we take the Horn Beetle. We probably need a few more ways of putting counters on things to really maximize it, but yeah. Alright, we'll take another Rabid Bite here. It's looking pretty good in our deck so far. Okay, so good black cards still around. You know, a couple good removal spells. Could have had 2 Soaring Thought Thieves. Probably just grab another Raptor. I like it more than Protector and the Nectar Pot and the Blight Blade. So, okay, so here's another +1/+1 counter card, which we should be interested in, and I think we are. Farsight Adept's not bad, but I think we'd rather have the Colony. So, do we want a 3rd Tazim Raptor over a Farsight Adept? I don't think so. Yeah, we take the Adept here. Yeah, the ship sort of sailed for us to be in blue-black, unfortunately, but it does look pretty open. Rabid Bite number 3 or Gnarlid Colony number 2? I think we'd actually rather have Gnarlid Colony number 2. We'll grab the Marasa Brute here. So with 2 Tazim Raptors, more double-face modals would be good. Blah. It does look like black blue is going to be really good when there's still a Wind Robber this late. So we do have ways to put counters on things. If we get enough, maybe we actually play the Sentinel. So here we'll take an Angel Heart Protector over Might of Marasta. Here we'll take a Smite the Monstrous. I don't hate this Nectar Pot. Not great, but it makes the cut. pretty often to have still been in that pack, I think. Oh, wow, we did get Felidar Retreat. Last time we got it, yeah, it didn't go so well. Because we couldn't play it. But this time, we are going to play it. So, yeah, it's an easy Felidar Retreat. If that wasn't here, it'd probably be Rabid Bite. But we definitely want the retreat. More +1/+1 counters, too, so that's good. This will help us fix. What are we giving up for it? Nothing that good, so I think we actually want to take the land here. Turn Timber Ascetic's fine. You know, there's decent cards for us here, but nothing great. We're just going to grab the land. Ooh, yeah, there's another really good black card for people. The Nighthawk Scavenger is nasty. So I think we grab another Rabid Bite here over a third Tazim Raptor. So it's our third Rabid Bite. So probably not going to play Smite. So I think we grab another Gnarlid Colony here. We have enough +1/+1 counters going on in our deck. You know, Green-White's supposed to be a landfall deck, but we have enough +1/+1 counters that I think it's better than Shepherd of Heroes will be for us. So, man, too bad we're not red-green, you know? So here's an interesting pick. Kabira Takedown is a nice removal spell, and Territorial Scythecat is a landfall card that also gets counters. So, yeah. Yeah, I think definitely over Arbor Mage, too. The colony is pretty good. So I think we're going to grab the takedown here. Yeah, we could maybe use something like the Shepherd, that's for sure. Which of you do I want more? Neither is guaranteed to make the cut. I guess we could use more things at the top of the curve, so then we can at the lower end. Okay, we'll grab another Brute. Grab a Broken Wings. Another Nectar Pot. Alright, don't hate the Ascetic. Yeah, whoever was in blue-black, I think, ended up with a pretty great deck. I mean, sometimes playing 2 Arbor Mages is worth it, but taking it over a Rabid Bite, probably not ideal. That pack started really well for us, but I don't think it, after that, turned out that great. But that's okay. I don't know that we're going to play the Outrider. I'm pretty sure we're not playing the Snarecaster or these Brutes. Luminarch Aspirate would have been really insane. Okay. A few more cards to cut. We have 2 double-faced modals, so we could consider maybe cutting one. We don't have a crazy amount of landfall, so we're not that reliant on it. How many ways do we have to put counters on this Sentinel? I don't know that we have enough. We have 1. And then our retreat. Man, that's it. So I think we cut the Sentinel in the end. Yeah. And we could consider cutting a land, like I said, a Plains probably. We'll still have 7, 8, 9, 10 sources of white mana. Yeah. It's probably worth just cutting a land. Alright, I think this looks solid. I haven't gotten to play with Yasharn or Felidar Retreat, really, so that'll be fun. You know, Yasharn is mostly just an efficient creature who will set up landfall stuff for us. He's not, like, crazy good. He's pretty good, but the Retreat is obviously better. Alright, so I think we hold on to the Nectar Pots. Let me see if I'd rather maybe cut one for, like, a Outrider. I don't hate that plan. Wizard, Warrior, Rogue, Cleric. Yeah, I think I cut one Nectar Pot for an Outrider, and now we're done. Our deck does have 3 Rabid Bites, so having a 3/3 in the deck is certainly better than having a 1/3. We could consider the Brutes for the same reason, I guess. Something to think about as we move forward. Alright, I do think we can keep this. It's a little slow, but it's fine. I think we do kind of hope our opponent doesn't get off to like a crazy start or something. No 1-drop is good. No 2-drop is even better, so... They're red-white, though. It's not going to happen. We could be in for a beating here. Playing Farsight Adept will feel pretty good. Okay, they didn't do anything too crazy there. I like it. Okay, we play Adept, which is big enough to rumble with these guys. Also not bad with Rabid Bite. I think I probably wait to play the Retreat until I can play a land immediately after it anyway, so... Am I willing to block here and make them use up a trick? Which is probably what they'll do. I don't think so, especially because I'm planning on Rabid Biting anyway. So if they tap out... The reason I want to wait is because if I just tap out for Felidar Retreat right here, we're not adding to the board at all this turn, and we can't really afford to do that, so... Well, now I feel like I need to kill that Geopede more. There's not enchantment removal, but actually doing something that affects the board on that turn is better. And we still end up with the same outcome from our Felidar Retreat. It just, you know, takes a turn. I mean, we wouldn't get the cat token until next turn anyway, right? So it all kind of works out. Okay, so in this case, I think we do block. See if make them use a trick. Oh, yeah, they have to use a trick. They can pump their whole board, but these two would still kill each other. Gotcha. Okay. We're okay with that, I think. Okay, so we definitely play a Retreat here and then a land. Probably end up playing the Ascetic next turn. So they can actually attack here because of Banneret. So if I do block the Banneret, it kind of time walks them. And that honestly might be worth it because it'll give us time to build up our board. So yeah, I think we block with the cat here. They do hit us for 4. It's worth noting. It's probably better to just block this because we take less damage. Yeah. Taking 2 is a lot better than taking 4. Yeah, they do look pretty derpy in the art. You have to tap some white mana. Unless you're doing something completely different. So next turn we can go Ascetic Land, which will give us another cat token. Plus gaining life off of our Ascetic will feel good. I still think we want to play the Ascetic rather than Gnarlid Colony here. So obviously this game favors us in the long run because of Felidar Retreat. So trading and blocking and stuff like that's all going to be worth it. Anything that's a 1-for-1 trade is especially going to favor us. And that's what most things are. Although it's better for the 1-for-1 trade to be happening between creatures. If they're using a card like to kill our Ascetic, it's a little less valuable, but still pretty good. The 4 damage target blocker card is hilarious. That'd be... They could have it, though. Kind of okay with it if they do, frankly. So I could just play 2 cards here and go for the counter. Like, play both Colony and Felidar Retreat. I don't think we want to... I mean, play Tazim Raptor, Colony, land, +1/+1 counters all around. I think it's better to just kick Gnarlid Colony and play a land here. Hopefully they don't have a main board disenchant. They could have the Oblivion Ring effect, but... Okay, I actually think we want to attack here with our Ascetic. Yeah. So if they block and pump, they'll be able to kill my Ascetic, but that's fine with us. Again, these trades are all favorable for us. Okay. Well, the reason it's favorable, even if 5-4 for 1-1 doesn't seem good, the reason it's favorable is they had to use a bunch of mana to do it, for one thing. And for another thing, we have Felidar Retreat in place. So anything that's a card for a card works out for us, basically. I think I'm going to hold out one more turn on +1/+1 counters, but we are getting into that neighborhood for sure. Of course, Trample would be pretty nice. We're going to return a land just so we get the additional landfall trigger. Yeah, I don't think it's really worth it yet to +1/+1 the whole team, especially with all the cards they have in their hand. And they have decent enough blocks. I think I'm going to wait one more turn on +1/+1 counters. I can actually just make the colony indestructible and attack here. Kind of forgot about that. They could have Ondu Inversion. It's possible. That would be hilarious. Slash really bad for us. There's a good chance, though, Mr. Poof, the reason they didn't play anything on their turn is because they had to pump the mana into it. There's a really good chance that's why. So it affected their whole turn. Not just, you know... Yeah. Alright, so we're going to do the +1/+1 counter now. And attack with everybody. Nope, I don't really play Constructed Juice Man, mostly just Limited. Alright, let's do it. They do have several cards in their hand and a bunch of mana. So... Stuff could happen here, but I think the stuff favors us. In a situation like this, Mr. Poof, you can't really think about it as 1/1 trading for a 5/4, because again, you have the mana situation wherein they actually paid more mana to kill the creature than we paid to play it. You know, 1-for-1 trades are just going to continue to favor us throughout this game, because we're just going to keep making tokens, even once we're both in top deck mode. So, trades like that are definitely worth it in those scenarios. Alright, this is a good one. We have a 1-2-3 curve out. Yeah, I think that was only our first game, Juice Man. I think so. Farsight Adept here. So now our Practice Tactics does 4. We would appreciate some more mana. I think I can just attack with everything here. I'm going to play the Raptor, bounce a land, and play it so that I can leave up mana for Practice Tactics. Plus I gain a life, so, you know. Okay. Nice. So we Rabid Bite the Lagak here. And then attack with these 3. Do we just go for it with Practice Tactics here? Yeah, I think we do. So You guys are all gonna rumble. Then I think I'm going to play the Arbor Mage just because it's larger. Right now, Gnarlid Colony's not doing anything for us, so we're trying to just push through damage because they don't have very much life. They may be about to play an Ascetic, I guess. Those do have do help people stabilize if they've had a rough start. Okay, well, I think we're probably doing okay here. Yeah, I mean, we can... Okay, so... definitely give our Raptor the counter here. And... attack with everything. And unless they have something... oh, they're actually tapped out, so they don't have anything. They were just making us play it out. Well, I'm glad we won that game despite being stuck on 3 mana. We just had a good enough early start that we just out-tempoed them a significant amount. I didn't actually mention that Toki... it's more like Toki, I feel like, in Hebrew means parrot, as opposed to Tuki. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've had to know that word. But for her, it's just short for Metuka, which means sweetie. You'll note her cat tree isn't behind me in the frame anymore. I realized since I'm on camera more for my history YouTube channel, I probably don't want it right behind me. Doesn't matter that much on a stream, but I feel like in that environment, it does matter. The turn 1 Swarm Shambler is nice. Speaking of the history YouTube channel, if you aren't aware of it, I recently started one, and words. What I was gonna say is, I have a YouTube channel, history YouTube channel called Nitzahone History. Check it out. First video is already up. Look for it on YouTube. Subscribe there if you want to hear me talk about some other stuff. So, I don't really want to attack with my Shambler here because there's too many things, namely the Duelist, which would just wreck it. And it doesn't really seem worth it. So I'm just going to play Nectar Pot here. She didn't get that mad about me moving it. I mean, it's just barely out of the frame. It's still basically in the same place. Alright. So this is going to be a turn where we probably get to pump some mana into our Swarm Shambler. The question is whether I want to play anything else right now. I guess I will play our Colony here. Pressure is pressure, I guess. This is like Hangerback Walker's, you know, little brother. We need our Rabid Bites to get better, too, so... oh, now we really need them to get better. I think leaving up mana to make our Shambler bigger was a little more valuable than the alternative. So... I guess we kick our Cleric here and just attack. Making this bigger, again, will make Rabid Bite better, but we could spend our next turn doing that if we really want to. A lot of biting. This is why I kind of think maybe Marasa Brute should be in here. Another one in place of a Nectar Pot. Okay, so... definitely Rabid Bite the Diviner. Then I guess we just attack with everything. Wait a second. Can I play... I can play Raptor, bounce a land in my hand, play a land again, and Rabid Bite. That's probably better. Yeah. Don't forget the 1 life. So they have a lot of cards left in their hand. It took them forever to draw the mana they wanted. I'm sure that played a role. Okay, so I think there's a pretty good chance they want to flash something in here. I think I'm going to play the Survivor, put a counter on our Raptor. Try to, anyway. And then attack just in the sky. So they may flash in like the 1/3, yeah. The one that I never remember has flash. So it can block and kill our cleric, which is okay. We'll try to kill it in our second main phase. Yeah, so I think we go Rabid Bite. I guess I should have used a less crucial creature in case they have a bounce spell. Yeah. I do get an insect token out of it. So that matters a tiny bit. But yeah, I should have fought with something else so I still could have attacked that turn. Or I was already attacking, actually. Yeah. I think that was a mistake. I had already attacked. So never mind. Wouldn't have made a difference. Except my Raptor would be in play and like my Gnarlid Colony would be dead instead. Nice. Stealing all our stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guess I'm gonna take down the Thought Thief. So we can do this again. And I think we just throw everything at them. They'll block and kill something. Thanks for the insect tokens, buddy. I didn't really want to Rabid Bite the Shambler because I didn't want to give them an additional blocker, primarily. Well... Yeah, I was a little surprised they blocked with the Shambler, given its usefulness over the course of a game. And we got 2 insect tokens out of the things, out of its trigger, which has made it's a big difference. I mean, these insect tokens are not irrelevant little guys on this board. You know, I've never really seen Charix, like, take over a game. I've seen him help people stabilize, but I've really never seen it be this, like, scary monster. very often. It's just a lot of mana to have to pump into it. Oh yeah, do I want to... Not too late. The Nectar Pots have been fine, but our Rabid Bites would be slightly better if we put in a Brute. But... I mean, I think Charix is more than playable. He's just not amazing either. Okay, I think we keep this. I think we're actually going to play Takedown as a land. We have 2 Tazim Raptors, so we can get it back later if we want it. Yeah. This might be a hand. It's probably a hand where we just want to play the Cleric as a creature. On turn... Well, I guess if we want to do it on turn 1, we can't play the Takedown. Yeah, I think we'll play the Takedown here. I'm not really planning on playing the Gnarlid Colony. So, we can... If we don't hit another land, we can play the Takedown as a land next turn. And it won't hurt that bad. Yeah. It won't hurt that bad. Okay, so... Interesting. Now I'm more inclined to hold on to it because of our Blightblade. It's doing 2 damage now. Yeah. Let's just hope we draw a land. Well, we do, so that works out. But I think we want to kill the Kargan Intimidator more than anything. I think I'm willing to trade my Blightblade for it for sure. They are not, which makes some sense, right? Alright, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and... Is it better to just play our Adept? It's probably better to just play the Adept here. And hold on to Takedown for later. Yeah, too bad our deck doesn't have any warriors. That's what we're lacking for full party. We have several of these 3 creature types. He's a coward now. It's rough. Being a coward's rough. Okay, so... I mean, I have the option to Rabid Bite here and all that, but, and it's probably what I should do. Yeah, it's the responsible thing. I wanted to use Rabid Bite because if they have mana untapped, it's a lot harder to use it. So I think we just attack with everything here. Yeah, Coward is a funny mechanic. So we're just going to keep holding on to the Takedown. It can obviously kill most of the creatures in their deck right now. So... That is a dead Blightblade. Okay, so... Because I don't want to risk them using a trick or something, I'm probably just going to Kabira take down the Bugcatcher right now. Yeah, I think we're just going to play our Protector, give our Adept Indestructible, and attack with both. I think in general, I mean, sure, what you're talking about is a factor, but I think in general, TZ bumps that teaching about only the quote-unquote lachrymose conception of Jewish history, you're creating this narrative that it's always like that. And so avoid, talking about the persecution is important, but you need to give people the full picture, you know, when you're talking about that kind of stuff. Okay, so I guess we're going to take down the champion here and then play a colony. Ooh, other way around. That would have been bad. I guess I could have attacked first. I probably should have attacked first. But if they want to double block the adept, that's cool. Yeah, alright. This ascetic, if we ever hit our 5th land, this ascetic should really help us stabilize. Okay, so here comes a double spell turn, probably. Yeah, that's not good. We really need the 5th mana for our ascetic if we ever are going to hope to win a race here. Okay, so they decided not to attack, which I think works for us pretty well. I think we just attack with everything here. I mean, they could trade and stuff like that, but that doesn't bother me a whole lot. So I actually think playing the Trampler is a little better now, because they're not threatening our life as much. Given that they're at 3, I think the Trampler is better. Okay. So a block doesn't save them here. They have to have something else, because this will trample over for lethal. Okay, well, they just 2-for-1 themselves and go to 1 anyway. Works for me. Not much they could have that could stop both of them, these creatures, from hitting them with only 1 card. Kind of a weird hand, but I do think it's keepable. We have both our colors. We've got a turn 3 play at least. Obviously, we need some other things to play, but Farsight Adept is at least good with Rapid Bite, so... yeah, that's not good. Hopefully we can deal with it before things get too out of control. Which I think is definitely possible if our Adept is still alive next turn. We can just Rapid Bite this. Because it is scary. Interesting. That almost definitely means they have a trick or something, like Subtle Strike. I'd rather let them tap out this turn. And then use Rapid Bite on my turn, yeah. Great, so that'll work out for us quite well. We can actually just Rapid Bite both of these creatures. Yeah. I think we're going to go for it while the window is open. Well, that just leaves me with a Nectar Pot, which is sad. We have a lot of creatures in this deck. We need to draw them, though. help us a little. You know, we haven't seen our elemental guy who searches up a forest and a plains yet. It's not bad. Sets up, you know, I can block with it for one thing, and practice tactics is back online. Wow. Having to use a Journey to Oblivion on a Drew Blightblade would not feel very good. I don't think. So we just take 4 here. Okay. Things aren't looking great right this second, but all it takes is us drawing a couple real cards in a row to turn the corner, I think. I think I will take the Nectar Pot out for a Marasa Brute. It also makes practice tactics better. So that matters. Yeah, at some point I should stop playing land. You're probably right. And this is probably that point. Oh, good. A big creature. Alright, so... yeah, I guess we'll leave mana up. We might want to take down something, so... I did play Limited during Cold Snap, but that format was terrible. But it's not because of Snow. It's because of Ripple. We've seen Snow more recently than that in Modern Horizons. I like Snow Unlimited. It'll be a lot like Colorless in Battle for Zendikar, where it's, you know, actually pretty doable to get enough Snow mana to be in good shape. Now, I do think cards that ask for like 2 or 3 Snow mana to activate an ability, that's going to be hard. But casting things that only ask for 1 or 2 Snow, very doable. So we're going to block. There's certainly a chance they have a trick or something here, but I think we're okay with that chance. Yeah, that's annoying, but fine. I could use practice. Oh no, I can't. I could have used a takedown. Snow mana is mana that is produced by snow permanents. So there's snow-covered lands which first debuted way back in Ice Age, and they're coming back, among other things. So, okay. That Legion Angel isn't good news. I could use Practice Tactics and Kabira Takedown to, well, take it down. So that might be what we do. And hope they can't, like, blow us out. Like, in response to them equipping... Oh, we wouldn't be able to do it in response to equipping, actually. Alright, so we're going to try to kill it here. This will do 2, and that'll do 2. And then we're just going to take 4. Yeah, that's a warrior. Uh-oh. Well, I think we're kind of running out of time here. So, gaining an additional life actually really matters here, so we're going to do it. I mean, in terms of limited, you'll have to get Snowlands out of booster packs. But yeah. Just that, huh? You could... Seems like they could wreck me a lot more if they wanted to. Yeah, Rabid Bite on our Nectar Pot's pretty ugly here. Of course, a 3-3 wouldn't solve our problems either. Well, we're gonna gain the life again. I guess I could have rabbit bit the tech. Yeah, I probably should have done it. Probably should have done it. That's definitely what I should have done. I mean, we're probably dead anyway, but... Okay. Or they'll be conservative in their attack. But they kind of can afford to be... I'm dead to, like, everything over there, so... But if you played in, like, Battle... That's funny. If you played in Battle for Zendikar, or to a lesser extent the Kaladesh sets... The Amonkhet sets with deserts, it feels very similar to that. Snow lands and snow mana. I do think we're going to see that it's actually... And that happens every time we have lands with these super types that matter. It's actually better than to take, like, a snow land out of a pack than it will be to take out like a middling card a lot of the time. So it'll be interesting. I like formats like that. I like formats with interesting decisions that involve lands, because most formats, like this one, doesn't have those. You know, you just never take a land. That's, you know, so. Man, Undo Inversion would have been pretty funny there, I guess. We were dead, though, even if we played... Yeah, we were dead, but Undo Inversion would have been hilarious. We haven't seen Yasharn or Undo Inversion yet. Yeah, Snow-Covered Forest is still a basic forest. That is correct. That is correct. This hand is not very good. It's a lot like our last one, but even worse, because the one creature we have isn't that great. Okay, this is much, much, much better. So... Shoot. I'm thinking, yeah, I think we put a land back. We can play the takedown as a land on well, probably not on turn 1. Yeah, because we want to play Shambles here. Okay. Now we're going to play the Blightblade. And we're not going to attack, because I'd rather make the Shambler bigger. Okay, so we're going to have to play this takedown as a land here. We can get it back with our Raptor later, so... Do we want to kill this Sellsword? Is it something we're that worried about when I can just hang back and pump mana into our Shambler? I think... I don't really want to trade my Blightblade either way either, so I think we'll just end our turn. With Felidar Retreat in our hand, we certainly are favored in the long game here, so we do need to draw that 4th land, of course, but, you know. I don't get a token from rabbit biting my own creature, unfortunately. It has to be an opponent controls. I wish. That would be insane if we got a token every time we fought with our Swarm Shambler. I'd be all over that. Yeah, that's going to have to die, because it causes significantly more problems. We'll still be able to kill it even if they put the knife on it. Yeah. Alright, so just like last time we got our retreat, we go ahead and wait a turn at least, because actually doing stuff to add to the board here is better. So the question is whether I want to play the Raptor and then also Rabbit Bite in the same turn. I think the answer is probably. So, yeah, play our Raptor. It would give us another landfall trigger, I guess, which is relevant. Oh, I screwed that all up. Why did I think I could do that? I guess I thought I didn't play a land. Well... Okay, you're not going to be able to block, so you get in there. I screwed that up. I wanted to Rabid Bite the Vanguard, but... I screwed all of that up, actually, because if we draw a land now... if we draw a land now, we won't be able to Felidar, get anything out of Felidar Retreat right away. So, I could block here and pump my Shambler, but there's a chance they have a trick, and I need to keep the Shambler for Rabid Bite purposes. I think I'm just going to take 6 here. Yep, so we could have played... If I'd done that the smart way, things would have been a lot better. The Raptor couldn't block. Otherwise, yeah, that would have been good. Do I want to get rid of the War Leader more than I want to get rid of the Vanguard? I don't think so. So... I think we get rid of the Vanguard. Turning off blocking is bad for our Blightblade, so that's the route we'll go. And then we'll end our turn. Next turn, we can play Retreat and get going. And with Swarm Shambler in play, we get the bonus of an insect token anytime they target one of our creatures with a spell. Once, you know, if we put counters on them. We'll probably make a cat first thing, but we'll see. Obviously, it has a lot to do with what our opponent does here. Yeah, if I just used Rabid Bite that turn, I could have played Felidar Retreat into land the next turn, then the Raptor bounce the land, play the land. That would have been nice. Okay, so not anything I can do about that. So I think we'll definitely be going for cats going forward. I could have blocked and countered, but I'm 99% sure they have a trick, so I don't think it's worth it. So it's retreat time. And I do think we want to go wide first. I think we continue to hang back with our Shambler. Now, well... Since Shambler's still in play, and we have Rabid Bite, I probably don't want to trade Shambler. Yeah, killing that flyer may actually be more valuable right now. McKindy Stampede. Yeah, we really don't want to let them go wide, that's for sure, with McKindy Stampede around. Man, a land would have been better than a Nectar Pot. Yeah, so we're going to kill the flyer here. Yeah. Oh. And we'll end our turn. That is not good. I won't even get an insect out of it. That hurts a little bit. Because it's not a spell when it targets it, it's on the battlefield, so Obviously, that's a nasty way to deal with a Swarm Shambler. For us. Nasty for us. Right, we definitely trade. Big 3. Well, you're big, I guess, but it would have been nice if you'd shown up when we had our Shambler on the battlefield. Yeah, we're in trouble here. That's for sure. Okay. Having only 1 green mana is kind of a nightmare right now, but the good news is we'll get an insect token out of this. I think we want to make the Horn Beetle a 4/5. Yeah. So it's probably going to start being worthwhile to put counters on things because I'll get counters from I'll get insect tokens out of these landfall triggers now if our Horn Beetle survives. But you know we'll get 3 off of a land at the end of the turn, which is probably better than 1/2/2 cat. You know, plus you're pumping the whole team. So Feldar Retreat plus Horn Beetle seems pretty sweet. So that McKindy Stampede might be a problem at some point in the near future. It'll be less of one if we can make this engine go between our Horn Beetle and our Retreat. And all we need is a land to do it, so it'll probably happen at some point. Okay. Well, I think we kind of need to block here. It does ruin our potential for this engine that we're wanting to make happen, but if we don't block here, they die. We die to so many things. I could just chump, I guess, for now. That's not the worst plan ever. Yeah, we'll chump. It's still very possible they can kill us, but let's find out. Drawing a forest would be great, because we could play our Nectar Pot, and then the land, gain a life, and insect tokens, make these creatures bigger, that whole shebang. That would be great. Give me a forest. Or our double-faced forest plains card. Yeah, green mana off the top would be great. Yep, I would put counters on everything if we get a land with the Iridescent Horn Beetle in play. I think a land, if we hit a land here, we can stabilize. Ooh, we did it. Okay. So, we play our Nectar Pot. Play land. Put a +1/+1 counter on everything. Attack them for 7. This is gonna get real ugly real fast. We are at 6 against a red deck, so you can't relax. So getting to 6 was nice, because at least if we manage to stop taking damage here, Royal Eruption will stop killing our us. The one thing about the Horn Beetle is it does have to survive until the end of the turn, but at 5/6, it's pretty much out of range of most instant speed removal that our opponent could have, so it's going to be better to put counters on everything most of the time. Nice. It's better to play a land right now, I feel like, than to play Kabira Takedown, which is kind of crazy, but it's true. The way this board is, it's going to be better. Yeah. That was sweet. Setting up the Horn Beetle retreat combo. Never went to sleep, huh, Justin? That's rough. I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay. Oh yeah, we have the Swarm Shambler too. Yeah, this is a good hand. I mean, if we can set it up the way we want to, yeah, I mean, we get to a couple of +1/+1 counter creatures, and Iridescent Horn Beetle is not a bad place to be. Come here. So yeah, we're gonna keep. She won't ever just jump in my lap on her own, even though it's what she wants. I have to, like, grab her. Hey, we haven't gotten to play Yasharn yet. I do remember that. And that was kind of weird. Looks like we'll get to today. Question is whether I should play Gnarlid Colony early, or just leave mana up to make my Shambler bigger. I do have Felidar Retreat in this deck. I do. So, try to decide if we want to play the Colony or make the Shambler bigger. I mean, if I play the Colony, I can kind of curve out, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Making the Shambler bigger is not bad either, but yeah, let's go for the attack. Let's curve out. What happened to this? Yeah, I posted on the chat that something came up and I had to go, but the short answer is that my wife wasn't feeling very well, so I had to end the stream a little bit early. Well, now I'm a little afraid to attack with the Shambler into, you know, the rogue guy. Gal, I don't know, the flying 2/1 rogue with flash. So we're not going to attack this turn with Swarm Shambler. Too much stuff. Yeah, that's the one. That's what I was thinking of. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think we just keep going with the curve out here. You know, we have these cards with kicker, and sometimes, you know, deciding whether you want to play them with kicker or not can be hard, but I think we've gone the correct route here. Okay, so I'm going to play you as a Plains. And then we're going to play Yasharn. We'll grab us a couple more lands. And we'll go turn. Okay, so that thing cannot block. So if we kill the Skitter Sneak here with Rapid Bite, we can just smash with everything, and then play the Horn Beetle. Seems reasonable. Oh, not if I Rapid Bite. I wouldn't be able to play the Horn Beetle, but it's probably still worth doing this way. Yeah. So, Rapid Bite. I think we will leave the Shambler back here, because we're going to have the mana to pump it. Laying around, so, yeah. Wonder turn. So this will eventually, well, maybe pretty soon, be able to, like, do things, but it can't right now. Okay, so I have 4 cards in my graveyard. They'd have to mill 4 cards with 4 black mana to have a shot at blocking us here. It's a question of whether I just want to attack and then just play Ascetic rather than Horn Beetle, or if I want to attack with both of these and play Horn Beetle, then activate this to get an insect token. I think we'll attack with Yasharn and Arbor Mage here. Yeah. Looks like it's going to happen. It does seem like going wide in this scenario is probably a good idea. So, yeah, we'll play Horn Beetle here. And we'll activate this to get an insect token at the end of our turn. You know, unless they kill our Horn Beetle or something. Another Rapid Bite might have been nice, but what are you going to do? Hello, Wicked Future. Looks like we got there. They were mana screwed that whole game. Color screwed, which sucks for them. I mean, especially because we were just like curving out while they were trying to find cards they could actually play, which is never fun. We've all been there. So, Kaldheim's looking pretty cool. Literally and figuratively, I guess. I'm really so sad that I didn't get, like, I made that top 10 predictions, top 10 things I want to see in Kaldheim video, and did not realize how soon the previews were coming out. And, so, you know, my video, if it had come out a week earlier, it would have been, I would have been, I mean, I did predict a lot of things, but the video didn't come out until after it had started, so it didn't seem as impressive, but, so it's kind of funny. All right, so we're going to keep the 7 here. It's fine. Glad you're enjoying Magic, Wicked Future. Oh, hey, they have an Onduin version, too. I don't know that we're going to play ours as a land. We don't really have to with this hand, so I don't think I will. But yeah, you know, just based on... yeah, so we're going to play the Colony here. Based on knowledge I have about, you know, medieval history and stuff, I, you know, was able to predict Berserkers were going to show up. Lots of equipment, lots of vehicles. So, uh-oh. Well, it's not impossible to race this, because it's not like a huge creature, but it's not going to be easy either. So let's attack. Play our Raptor. Yeah, this Maul is nasty. Oh, I didn't open up, whoopsie. I need to open Cardboard Live. Okay. No blocks. Okay. Well, so I think we just keep trying to race them. There's not much we can do other than that, and hope we can win the race, which is not super likely, but if we play the Outrider here and pump our Gnarlid Colony, we can attack with both of these. Yeah, the Maul is nasty. You know, I think I've drafted it like 3 times, and one time it dominated, but the other times it seemed like every time I played it, my opponent was able to kill my creature, and that doesn't put an end to the Maul, but it does slow it down significantly. Okay, that's gross. Gaining life? It's not right. just not right. Okay, so I guess we're going to play our Horn Beetle here. I could play the Protector and give it Indestructible, but there's not really any reason to do that, I don't think. Stack for 5. Play Horn Beetle. I guess if we draw Felidar Retreat, we might be able to outrace them. But, yeah. Well, they're making the race even more difficult by, you know, gaining life. Who told them they could do that? Okay, Yasharn. It'd be funny if I could last long enough to play our Inversion, that's for sure. Alright, so... yeah, I think we play Yasharn. We could consider the Protector because it'll make an attack pretty annoying for our opponent, but yeah. So we're going to attack with all 3 of these. They can kill one of these if they double block it, but that's fine with me. Because I also kill the Stalker. Or maybe I don't. You know, if they hadn't gained life, we actually would have won this race, which is kind of crazy. But I guess we curved out well enough that it was possible. Okay. So... 4, 5, 6. I mean, we're only 2 mana away from Inversion. That might be our best plan here, sadly. And that means I need to chump block, because I can't survive if I start taking significant damage here. Yeah, so we're going to chump. Yeah. Okay. It's still not a great chance. They have way more cards than we do. So if we do manage to get to Inversion, they'll be able to rebuild a lot more effectively than we will. And I think we have to play this Protector here to be safe, to not die. And, you know, so that really means we won't be able to rebuild before them, most likely. Yeah, he can make the Rogue unblockable, but it won't be able to kill us. But I guess you're right. I can block the 2 one power creatures with... No, because I have to block there. Yeah, just to be safe. I mean, we already don't have a good chance here. But just in case we... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, just in case we get to our next turn, I think we want to undo Inversion. Yeah, I have a flyer. Just haven't been blocking with it because we were racing until they had to go and gain all that life. Jeez. Yeah, they gained like 6 life, and that did it. So they have to know I have Inversion here, which means, or suspect it and know that they're not like, they don't need to add to the board at all, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, so we block that. It will be fun just to cast the Inversion, so at least there's that. Okay, good. They did play out 1 more card, which makes me feel a little better. Alright, let's do this. Pow! Alright. Now, we have 2 lands in our hand, and they have 6 cards that probably aren't all lands. So like I said, they are likely to still win this one. Oh yeah. Yeah, play a 2-1 that's going to be unblockable. This could have potentially gotten us back in here. Yeah, I guess maybe attacking with all was worth it. I feel like I have such a low chance of winning that I didn't think about it, but I probably should have, because Like, especially because we drew the retreat. If they didn't play a creature that was almost definitely going to be unblockable next turn, we might have had a chance at recovering here. But it's going to be unblockable. Or they'll just do that, yeah. Maul the Skyclaves. Hard to beat. Well, this... I'm glad Snow is back in Kaldheim. You know, when I posted my stuff I want to see in Kaldheim video, by the time it went up, we basically knew most of the stuff I wanted to see was in it, but not Snow. That one took a little while to reveal itself, and I'm glad it's there. So, all right. So I think we mulligan for sure. This isn't a great hand, so we're gonna mulligan. Yeah, this one's better. I probably want to put the Ascetic back, although it is nice that it can really help you. It can help you stabilize against more aggressive decks a little bit. Yeah, that was a hungry hand. I mean, Protector is definitely the worst of these cards, but it's also a 3-drop, and Ascetic is not. So I think we'll put the Ascetic back. Could have considered a land too, I suppose. Uh-oh. This is how that last game started. Let's hope they don't play a Maul on this Seagate Banneret. Let's hope they don't play a Maul on that Fireblade Charger. Because that's scary. So I definitely block the Charger if it attacks. We'd much rather deal with the problem now. Yeah. So they'll trade with our Survivor, but generally doing that with the Charger early is way better than waiting until later in the game. Alright, so let's play our Adept here. I don't think... I'm not sure we do know about how Snow's going to work in Constructed. I haven't thought about it because I don't really play Constructed. So, but I imagine it'll just be available, but I don't know for certain. Okay, so we could go Blightblade Cleric, kill that. That seems kind of unnecessary. I think it's probably better to just play the Protector here. Give this indestructible. Attack with it. And then play Blightblade. Oh. My microphone's on the ground. I'm sure it sounded strange this whole time. Alright. Well, that is flying now. That's less than ideal. Hello, work boots. Okay, so how do we want to do this? That's the question. Do we just try to race here, tap these both down, play a kicked cleric? So I think I'm going to attack with both of these. See what our opponent does about that. Okay. So they're going to let that happen. So now it's a question of whether I want to take down now. I probably do, just because I'll have 5 mana. Like, all kinds of things can go wrong if we don't do it now. So we're going to do it now and do it here, so that if they want to hit us, they'll need to re-equip that creature. And then I think kicking this next turn is probably more valuable than just playing it as a 1/1 here. Yeah, I'd imagine it sounds better. Oh my. Okay. 4 3s all around. So... Okay. I think we'll take... I mean, we could block, but I think leaving this back is going to be more useful later. Alright, well, would have been nice to draw something else, but we will just go ahead and kick this. We don't have anything else to do after all. You're tapped again. Alright, so hit them for 6. If I attack them for 7 here instead, they hit back for... I mean, I can block this, but they can hit us for up to... They can hit us for 5 pretty easily. That drops us to 5. But if they do that, they do have to tap significant... You know, they won't have that many blockers. I'm trying to decide if I want to go all in on this race, basically, or be a little more cautious. It's unlikely they can kill us this turn, but it is possible. I think we're going to go for the more aggressive 7 damage here. So I guess if they have like the 5 mana party burn spell, we're dead. Alright, yeah, so we're going to block this. Kind of have to with Seagate Banneret in play, so... Okay, removal off the top. Alright, well, that means we're dead. Removal off the top would have been funny. Yeah. Let's just freak them out for fun. Boom, combat trick. No. Yeah. Alright, well, that deck finished 6-3. And the games we lost were pretty close, so I can live with it. Oh, the snow tap lands, yeah, I'm sure you'll have to open and craft those. But the snow basics, I think you'll have